Amy Brandt. Can I say I'm 19? Because I'll be 19 soon.
That's fine.
21. I'm 19. Now I'm 18. Um, so it was this past Ash Wednesday, right? And I kind of like the fact that like you get the ashes on your forehead, so I always go to like the first one in the morning. I think I went to the second one in the morning because I wanted to sleep in a little, but still like early in the morning, like it was like probably like 8 a.m. So I had, and I even like clipped my hair back like this, you know, so like the ashes were like showing. I was like, yeah, Catholic, what's up? And it was all chill until later that evening. I had to like talk in front of this like group of people at the Performing Arts Center for the Performing Arts. There we go. And they were like, you gotta wipe off those ashes. And I was like, I can't do that. And they were like, if you speak up there, you have to wipe that off your face. So I had to wipe it off my face. Some of the people at this place didn't, like, they knew that I was Catholic and they didn't like it. And, like, for example, it got really bad. Like, one of my friends at this place was, like, we were really close friends, and then I don't know how he didn't know that I was Catholic, but he didn't until, like, I'd gone to this place for, like, 2 years. And then he was like, I can only be friends with people who are saved, and, like, stop being my friend. And at this place, every time that you start a seminar, you have to pray, and, like, the instructor will, like ask for, like, prayer requests, which is, like, pretty much people just use it as a time to gossip, but some people have, like, legitimate reasons that they want, like, prayer for, and then the person, whoever is praying that day, will, like, go through the list of, like, what people ask for prayers for. And this one place, I asked for prayers, and the person remembered everyone else's prayers, like, what they wanted prayers for, except for mine. And I was like, oh, that's just a coincidence. And then they started to say things, like, about me being Catholic. And then, like, every single time that I would ask for prayers, they would never pray for me. Like, ever. Like, they prayed for everyone else and, like, everything they wanted prayers for, but they wouldn't pray for me. In one of my classes at one of the schools that I attended, one time, like, the teacher, like, went around and was, like, asking people, like, things about their identity, and, like, there's, like, this one girl, I don't know what religion she was, like, maybe, like, Muslim or Mormon or something, I don't know, it was a different religion, and, like, she, like, included that in her identity, and, like, that was chill, but, like, when I said Catholic in my identity, she was like, you have to come up with something else, because you're supposed to pick, like, the 5 things that, you most identify yourself with or something, and she's like, you can't identify yourself with that. And, like, it's like, are you kidding me? I don't get why, like, her religion over there is okay to identify with, but I can't identify with being Catholic. I guess at Valley Christian one time they had this chapel speaker, and he wasn't just the chapel speaker. They have, like, these things called chapel speakers, which every Wednesday the school goes to chapel, which is where, like, the whole school gets together and then they sing, like, worship songs. And then, like, they have, like, a speaker, like, come out and, like, say, like, something that they think we need to hear, or, like, challenge us in some way. And then twice a year we have this thing called Spiritual Emphasis Week, and that's where you have the same speaker every day for Monday through Friday. And, like, so there's, like, chapel every day, and I don't know, I always really liked them. Most of them were pretty cool. But this one time they had this guy, I think his name was, like, David Cahill or Mark Cahill, yeah. and he was really cool. He got like the whole entire school like involved and about like evangelization, and he was like, don't be afraid to tell people about the Lord, and like it was kind of cool. Like I enjoyed listening to him. And then when it got to the third day, he started talking about, like, I guess on the second day he made a few comments like about how he like converted nuns, and like people were like, what? And then like when it got to the third day, he was like, yeah, Catholics aren't saved. And he went on through chapel to say how like the catechism and the Bible like butt heads, like they don't mesh. And like he was just saying like he used to be Catholic, he grew up Catholic, but the Catholic Church isn't truth, and like all this kind of stuff. And that's where my friends told me he had to stop being my friend. So like it made like a big deal in my life, the fact that they had this chapel speaker come out and say these things. And like I was like honestly offended, because you know, like I'm still Christian, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I look at Protestants and I think that they're idiots, but I don't go around telling them that they're not saved, you know? Like I don't know. So I was upset about it, so I went in and talked with Mr. Westling, the school, like, I don't know what he is.
Counselor?
Maybe he was like a freshman counselor, but then they like changed his job to be something else. But anyway, he's just like a guy in the office, so I knew could do something about it. So like I told him, I was like, I'm upset about it, because, you know, I like understand that like people can have certain opinions, but he went in front of all my peers and told them that I'm not saved, and told them that like the Catholic Church is not truth. And like he said that he would put the Catholic Church like on the same realm as Scientology, and like that's just absurd. Like I'm like what? Like we're the same. It's the same religion, like different denomination, but same religion. They hate the word religion, but that's Christianity, you know. And so I talked with him about it, and then they went to the Valley responded really well, because they're like, we're an interdenominational school, talk to this guy and like give him a chance to apologize tomorrow. So I was looking forward to it, you know, him apologizing. But I guess they talked to him and he was like, no, I'm not gonna, that's what I think, and I'm not gonna do it. So they kicked him out, and they told me he couldn't come back the next day, which is pretty cool. But that's like the only time that I've ever said anything when I felt discriminated against. I just think that like when it comes, like you can always voice how you feel when you're discriminated against, but I don't think that that's the most fruitful response. I mean it. I really don't. I don't think that, you know, the best thing you can do is, you know, sit around and talk about it, or like be like, I'm gonna fight until my group is not discriminated against, you know? Like, I think that change starts with you. I feel like the biggest issue that our world has today is that we always blame, like, society, you know? You hear people say that all the time, like, well, society tells us, you know, like, it's a funny answer to put because it's, like, ironic, but it's really dumb, you know? It's like, who is society? Like, you are, you know? Like, change starts with you, and not necessarily in one way. Like, when people say, like, you can make a difference, usually, like, people are, like, forward thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna make a difference, so when I'm discriminated against, I'm gonna start up a little group, and we're gonna fight until our group isn't discriminated against. But I think the change comes in when you say, I discriminate against these people, and this is what I'm gonna do to change that, you know? Like, I think that would be so much more effective, so much more, like a fruitful thing than, you know, you just fighting for your own kin. I would say, I don't know, like that experience at Valley with that spiritual emphasis speaker, like that really sticks with me. Like I have a lot of like memories with that, because I don't know, it kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of like shaped me in some way. I kind of got like tougher skin after that, you know? I felt like, I don't know, I felt a little bit like a different person after, in like a good way. And it kind of encouraged me to like learn a little bit more about the Catholic Church and like what I believe as a Catholic, and like to further plant myself or root myself in my Catholic identity, you know? by going out and like reading the catechism to like, because I was getting mad at this guy, but if I was to be honest, like I didn't know whether or not the Bible and the catechism butt heads like he was saying, because I never read them, either of them, except for like the things I had to read for my Bible class. So, you know, I actually went out and started reading them. So I guess I became less ignorant as like a response. So I feel like I grew in that way. And also just, you know, like you know, everyone has those kind of experiences in their life, so I guess just part of growing up. It's just one of those things you gotta do, just one of those things.